Oh, hello, hello, hello. Hey, everybody, Scott Piana here at HTV1. It's a special edition of So This Is News. It's just me, myself, and I. Mr. Josh Coletta is off today, but that's okay. We're just going to talk some Super Bowl predictions, some Super Bowl news. We wanted to thank the Market House for giving us some treats as far as me going over there and me buying them. And these are the pretzel bites they have going on right there. So I'm having some of those here with my big party going on. I got some dips and some other things you might see me munching on, and my coffee, because those always go good together. Some coffee and the and the pretzel bites. So we're doing some talking about the Super Bowl. And I tell you what, we're going to just kind of go to maybe some Super Bowl ads. If you haven't ever seen our show before, well, we usually air it Monday through Friday from 2:30 to 3:30 in the afternoon. That's myself and Josh, and we talk about all kinds of different things that have to do with news around the local area, national, regional, whatever the case may be, and it could be something completely off topic. So that's the great thing about So This Is News. So this is going to be like a little quick show. You can see we got our lights changed to red for the Super Bowl. I don't know if you've been watching the Super Bowl or watching. No, of course you haven't been watching the Super Bowl yet. If you've been watching the playoffs and the Chiefs and the Texans and San Francisco up against the Packers. But some great games there, as well as the 49ers all season long, and as well as the Kansas City Chiefs all season long. Don't forget, if you get into the Market House before 6:30 tonight, which is game time, and you buy some of the pretzel bites, you buy any food, doesn't matter what it is. You can write your name on the back of the receipt. They're doing it. Give a win what you spend for the Super Bowl. If you can correctly guess the score for the Super Bowl, you will win whatever you spend there on that receipt. Just make sure you put your name, phone number, and all that stuff on there, and your score, of course. You're going to need that as well. So talking a little bit about the Super Bowl, well, guess what? It's right around the corner, as in 6:30 tonight on Fox. You can check it out. The 49ers are going to be the visitors to the game. This game is going to be played down in Miami, Josh would like to say the Joe Robbie Stadium, but it is no longer the Joe Robbie Stadium. So that, excuse me, sorry about that. But a lot of people will be turning their eyes down to the Super Bowl stadium down there to see what's going to happen. And there's going to be a lot of firsts that's going to be happening in the Super Bowl stadium. One of the firsts, I should mention the 49ers tonight will be in their away jerseys, the white jersey, gold pants, while the Chiefs will be in their traditional red, excuse me, red tops with the white bottoms. But there's going to be a lot of firsts here tonight. This is the first time both quarterbacks have high career percentages. This is the first time in the Super Bowl history as well. And you probably didn't guess this by the red lights here. It's the first time in Super Bowl where their primary colors of both teams are red. So it's kind of a unique situation there as well. We want to hear your who you think is going to win this thing. Just reach out to us. Let us know what you think is going to win. Going over to looking at the stats, and if you guys can make your predictions on your stuff here. But if you're going to take a look at the teams, well, I'm going for the 49ers, and we'll kind of give some reasons why. But San Francisco, you're taking a look at their offense. They've got a very strong offense, back-to-back games in the playoffs with 180-plus yards. And they're normally set as a three-head running back look. So, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. And their biggest playmaker right now is Mostert. And, if you look at him, what he does against he's against the Packers, he had 29 carries, 220 yards, 4 TDs, and he's averaged 7.6 yards per carry. Now, it's not only that he's he's got a lot of carries. But you look at his season stats: 772 yards, 8 touchdowns, 5.6 yards a carry. That and those numbers, you would think, well, maybe he should be a little bit higher than that. Only 4 TDs in the regular season, or 8 TDs in the regular season. But look at this, folks. 29, at least almost 29% of his carries, he's reaching speeds of 15 plus miles an hour. He has got breakaway speed, and I'm telling you what, it's going to be between him and Garoppolo. I think you're going to see a lot of connections between those two players right there, and he's just a 15 yards, 15 miles an hour plus. I mean, that is some serious breakaway speed, and that's what you need in these kind of games when you're going up against the Kansas City Chiefs and their pass defense, because you're talking about they've got the fewest yards allowed to a wide receiver, the 16th picks on the season. So you're looking against that kind of a defense. And it's going to be important for the 49ers to establish dominance right off the bat in the passing game. But they have a strong running game as well. You take a look at the 49ers rush offense, 498 attempts. They're second in the league for rushing attempts, 144.1 yards per game, puts them second overall in the regulars and for the season. 49ers are just going to do a lot of things in the yard. You take a look at Garoppolo. Go to get him into playoffs. He had 27 total playoff pass attempts. Now he had 7, and during the season he had 7 games with 250 yards pass attempts. And during those, when he had through 700 or 250 yards plus, the 49ers were 7-0 in those scenarios. So you're going to be looking, if he's going to go to the air and he's going to do it in the air and he gets those 250 yards, you're going to be looking for the 49ers to take this thing over top of the 0-0 will be the score, Richard. Yeah, well, I don't know about 0-0. I guess it could be 0-0, but I think it's going to be a little higher than 0-0. Yeah, so that's you're watching the Chiefs, and you're going for the Chiefs, Richard. Well, I'm unfortunately going to say that the 49ers, and like I said, we're gonna get into why I think the 49ers are going to take it. But if I can get there we go. Oh, there we go. It's always fun trying to get things working on air. I thought I had all this prep, but once again, Facebook and their rules policies is always an exciting time right when you're on the air to get things working. And I don't even see the stuff I'm looking for here. So look there. We'll try this again. Is that there? No. Let's see. Was that going to take care of it? I don't know. We'll see if this is going to work or not. We'll figure it out. There it is. All right. So like I said, Richard, go ahead and you can say what you will, Richard, but I believe that the Chiefs. I don't know if they're going to win this thing. So we're taking a look at some other things here on the 49ers side of things. Not only can they do it in the air, but they could do it to the ground. Not only do you have other people on that can catch the ball as well. You've got Samuel, you've got Kettle. I mean, take a look at Kettle. I mean, looking in the playoff season, he might have been quiet, 4 receptions, 35 yards in the playoffs, but you take a look at him in the regular season, 85 receiving receptions, 1,053 yards, 5 TDs for Kettle in the regular season. And Samuel, not too bad either, 57 receptions, 802 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then on top of that, the 49ers also have another dump-off person, 66 receptions to Sanders, 869 yards, 5 touchdowns. So, you're talking it's just a strong, for Garoppolo, he's got plenty of places to go with the ball. He can easily get some first downs as well as some big gains as well. But you're talking about the defense for the Kansas City Chiefs. Well, you're talking, like I said, Frank Clark. He's really been leading that Chiefs defense with 6 sacks in the past 4 games alone. He has caused a lot of rushing, a lot of quarterbacks to rush the pass, get the ball out quickly. But and that's not Garoppolo style, but it is Patrick Mahomes style. He's got one of the fastest snap to pass counts in the league. He gets the ball out quickly and gets it into the hands of his playmakers extremely fast. So, but before we get into some of the Chiefs stats, hey, you want to take a minute, talk about some of the food that's going to be served there, or how much spending is going to go on over there at the Super Bowl. Whoops, I don't want to do that. I want to move that, not close it. There we go. So Super Bowl. That is always a fun time because there are so many people going to be going down there right now. And that's always, we want to talk about that with the Super Bowl right around the corner. Millions are getting their plans together for the big game. The National Retail Federation has released its annual Super Bowl survey. The National Retail Federation has released its nearly 194 million people are expected to tune in for the face-off between the Chiefs and the 49ers. Excuse me. Now, this survey has been conducted for more than a decade, and this year's spending is on track to be the highest ever for a Super Bowl, an estimated $17.2 billion. That's right. I said that with a B, $17.2 billion. Now, only 19% of the viewers are planning to throw a party, and 27% are planning to attend a party. So I don't know if you're going to be attending or planning. I'm planning to attend a party. I guess I could say that. How the numbers break down? Well, 80% of the Super Bowl purchases are expected to be food and drinks, which I guess would be right. The rest will go towards team apparel. No. New TVs? No. Decorations? Nah. And furniture? Nope. I don't care by any of it. But the food and so pretty much 100% is. I think I'm more tied towards 90% Super Bowl food and 10% gas to get to where I'm going. So according to the NRF, this year's $17.2 billion drastically overthrows the recent highest historical spending of $15.5 billion from 2016. So yeah, people are gonna be spending money, and those Super Bowl ads are not cheap either. I mean, who's into those Super Bowl ads? I love them. I watch them all the time. They're fun to watch, and why not? I don't know why that just came up. That's weird. Yeah. Well, what are you gonna do? I'll have to fix that too now, evidently. Oh, there we go. I see why. There we go. We'll fix that right now. There we go. I was like, why is that coming up there? There we go. Now we'll send that out. There we go. There's Jacob's comment. I loved watching you. And as well as from Richard Ignacio over in California. Okay, I know it's a little long way away. Appreciate you tuning in, though, Richard. And he says the score is going to be 0-0. So, it's, it is the right score right now. So I guess you are right on that. And make sure you fill out to get your pretzel bites and maybe get a little extra money for that because you'll get your money back if you buy it from the market house. So what are we going to do? Well, when we come back, we're going to be talking about Kansas City, and I'm going to eat on the air. That's what I can do. That's the beauty of being me sometimes. And I just enjoy all of it. We love to watch the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. I think it's going to be a good game. When we come back, we're going to talk some stuff for the 49ers right here on So This Is News.
Authentic Mexican food is just a short drive away at El Cerrito in Coldwater and Hillsdale. The variety-packed menu has something for everyone, with classic Mexican dishes, El Cerrito specialties, and tasty treats for dessert. Don't forget the best margaritas in town with margarita specials Friday and Saturday. And carry-out ordering is great for work lunches or picking up dinner for the family. Make your next meal a fiesta for your taste buds at El Cerrito on Chicago Street in downtown Coldwater and Carlton Road in Hillsdale.
There's a reason that professionals shop at Jonesville Lumber. They expect quality, service, and knowledge. And that's exactly what they receive. For nearly 100 years, Jonesville Lumber has been family owned. We take pride in serving our area with great products at competitive prices. We have dedicated project estimators in-house that will help figure the materials needed to complete your next task at hand. Whether you're building your dream home, adding a pole barn, building a deck, updating your kitchen, or painting your front door, let Jonesville Lumber help you with your next project. The Sunrise Shops are here to serve you. With drinks to quench every thirst and snacks aplenty, we have a great convenience selection. At Sunrise, we brew our signature coffee every day to ensure its freshness. We also have the area's largest 16-head fountain soda machine. No wonder our customers keep coming back. Great quality, great service. That's Sunrise. With convenient locations in Jonesville, Sunrise shops are always right around the corner. The Saucy Dogs is the name and barbecue is the game. Come on down for a good time and some great food. At Saucy Dogs, try our barbecue nachos or our tasty ribs. We'll have you howling for more. Saucy Dogs, downtown Jonesville.
Oh, welcome back to the show as we get ready for some more Super Bowl action coming up tonight here at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time for the Super Bowl between the Kansas City Chiefs and the San Francisco 49ers. I remember watching 49ers. Gosh, I was a big 49ers fan back in the day. Well, you know that, man, Joe Montana was behind the helm there. I don't know why, I always used to love just watching the 49ers more than the Lions. But I guess it's just, what's the word I'm looking for? They suck. So it's hard to, it's hard to get behind a team that has never been to a Super Bowl. I mean, it's one of the only franchises that's never been to a Super Bowl, or won a Super Bowl. So, it's really it's disheartening that we have a team from the Fords that they can't seem to get their together. So I'm hoping for a better season next year, but I think that's a tall task to ask for because they just can't seem to get it together. But hey, here in Michigan, we're used to rooting for somebody else, I guess. So some people had Green Bay, some people had the Texans. Unfortunately, neither one of those teams had made it to the action. But the teams that are left, 49ers, Chiefs. Let's take a look at some of the Chiefs' offense. Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Hey, no, you take a look at the conference game, but for passing for Mahomes, and what he's just going to be a dynamic player. He's for the Chiefs, just able to make things up as he goes along. 294 yards, 3 touchdowns, 120.4 yards passing in that conference championship. But then you take a look in the preseason and postseason, 8 TDs, 0 interceptions, 307 yards passing. But he's got some great people to dump the ball off to, and you're talking Tyreek Hill. In the 2019 season, had 58 receptions, 860 yards, 7 touchdowns, and he's a great person to watch because he can actually read Mahomes as well. I mean, he's great at ad-libbing. He's going to be adding a lot of flair to the game, so it's going to be interesting to see that as well. Then you got Travis Kelce, 97 receptions, 1,229 yards in the season, 5 touchdowns, and then not to be overshadowed by Sammy Watkins with 52 receptions, 673 yards, 3 touchdowns. But then you got 2 other people they're not big reception people or big yard people, but they have been there consistently, and that's Robinson and Hardman. Both of them, you're talking low numbers in receptions, but they still got, you're talking Robinson's got 4 touchdowns on the season, and Hardman's got 6 touchdowns on the season. So he's got 5 places to dump that ball off to. But then you've got one other person that has not been really kept track of, and that's going to be Damian Williams, the running back. He's been able to just jump out into the slot in 30 receptions on this season, 213 yards and 2 touchdowns on the season. So, he's been another one that you're talking 6 receivers technically, that he's got someone to find when he's out of pocket scrambling. But don't take a look at not only that, but you're talking about Mahomes. He's very fluid with the ball. He's very active. You look at his season. He had 4 games with 50+ yards running himself. He's and he's allowed the Chiefs offense to place 47.6% of their third down position plays, they've been able to get it to first down 47.6% of the time, placing them first in the NFL with those kind of numbers. So it's going to be interesting as he learns how to scramble. But they're talking about that 49er defense, and you got Sherman, Williams, Tarrant. They've got some great rankings as well. Sherman with 46.8% ranking. Williams and Tart, 77.8% for Williams. Tart, talking 75.1%. That's going to be a strong defense for the 49ers. But then you're talking the pass defense for the 49ers. Well, they came in first with 169.2 yards per game, the fewest receiving yards allowed to tight ends, the second fewest receiving yards allowed to running backs, and fourth, they came in with the fewest allowed receiving yards to wide receivers. So you've got a strong, top-rated 49er pass defense, and I think Mahomes and company are going to have their work cut out for me. I mean, these two teams, I think it's going to be one of the best football Super Bowls that we've seen in quite a while, just because these two teams have two different styles, but both of them offer something that the other can exploit, and that's what you're going to be looking for in this game. They're going to try to figure out each other's defense, how they're going, each other's offense, and vice versa, and how they're going to exploit those small weaknesses that each other team has. Then when you take a look at what in the game comes down to it on the line, we're going to be talking about those kickers. And see, we got anybody else saying anything here in the group? Trying to keep an eye on everything. Nope, doesn't look like it. So, but you're taking a look at those. One of the things that I always love to watch are the Super Bowl commercials, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm all about the enjoying the Super Bowl commercials. Here's one of my favorites, which I got a couple of them right now, but this one is the Hyundai commercial. If you haven't seen the Hyundai commercial, it is hilarious. So we'll let you take a listen to that and check that show out, but you'll see this on the Super Bowl as well.
Oh, look at this guy. Hey, Rachel, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you?
He's not getting that car in there.
No, sir.
Look at these two troublemakers.
Hey, Johnny, how are you?
Wicked car. Is that new?
Yeah, it's a Sonata. Let me pack it.
Oh, you're not fitting your car in there.
Chris, stop being a smarty pants, all right? Look who's got Smart Pack.
Smart pack?
Just hit the clicker, car packs itself.
It's smart.
It's wicked smart. And I can pack it anywhere.
How about Dorchester?
Packed it.
Foxborough.
Packed it.
The Garden?
Packed it.
Saugus?
Packed it.
Swampscott?
Revere?
The Harbor?
Are you kidding me? I packed it and then unpacked it.
You unparked it?
Kid.
Game changer.
That Sonata ain't got no driver.
That's all right. He's got smart pack.
Hey, you can back there.
He's got Smart pack!
Hey, whoa, it's Big Poppy.
Wicked smart.
This is a ghost car.
A better way to park. Only available on the all-new Sonata with remote smart parking assist.
Sorry about that, your bigness.
Did you guys know he lived there? I had no idea.
So there you go. The Hyundai commercial, I tell you what, it's always great time to watch these Hyundai commercials. Hey, who do you think's going to win the Super Bowl? I don't know why it came up on our feed that it's the mayor's here. He was here yesterday. He's not here today. I don't know what's going on with our Facebook, why it brought in the old data from yesterday, but hey, this is the way electronics work sometimes. It just wants to do its own thing. So I'll fix that in the header after we finish up the broadcast. I can't fix that now. But let us know what you're going to be doing, who you think's going to, who's going to win the Super Bowl. Just post in the comment section whether we're on air or whether we're off air. Hey, it's always good to see what people post in there. We got a lot more games coming up at you. We want to keep you informed of htv1.net. We're going to have a lot more things coming up here that we got in the postseason of all the sports. So we've got competitive cheer districts and regionals coming up. We're going to have wrestling. We're figuring out how to get wrestling in here. We're looking at bowling as well as our basketball, men's and women's as well. So we've got 4 big sports coming up here starting in March, beginning of March, all the way through the end of March. So we want you to check that out. We're trying to get our very own pay-per-view platform set up. We want to make it inexpensive and reasonable for people to join it. And we'd love to do it. We'd love to put everything out there for free, but we have to pay for the rights for the games when it goes to postseason. And this will keep our costs down for our advertisers and as well give us a bigger ability to do more games and more sports instead of just what we normally do, just a couple here, a couple there because of the cost. So we'll be able to do more and carry more, more cameras, more crew, more everything. So we want to get that out there as well. So talking about the 49ers, well, if you don't know who to pick, well, let me get it here. Maybe this raccoon will help you. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat again. Boy, I tell you what, this coffee is not helping out here. Maybe I shouldn't drink coffee before I'm going on. Don't forget, today was Punxsutawney Phil's time to tell you exactly. He's called for shorter spring or a spring right off the bat. But it might not be a groundhog, but a raccoon in Washington State is predicting the Super Bowl winner. His name is McCord. He lives in the Northwest Trek Wildlife Park in Eatonville. His keepers left out 2 bags of treats, one with the logo from each team. The little guy first snacked off on the 49ers bag, but then he grabbed the one with the Chiefs logo and ran away with it. So maybe saying Kansas City will come from behind and win. Well, who knows? I'm not quite sure what that means. Maybe they put something better in the other one. I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see what that happens for that one. But I think it's going to be a toss-up. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen. But I'm calling for the Chiefs. I'm calling for the 49ers to beat the Chiefs by 6 points. And we talk about that, and where those 6 points come from. Well, I think they're going to come from the kickers. You got 2 strong kickers right now that you're looking at. And for the okay, I get up my numbers all in front of me here. You got to look at the kickers. Well, you got Robbie Gould for the 49ers, and Robbie is on the season has only had a 74.2% field goal average. But, and I say but, he's hit 13 of his last field goal attempts. So he's on a streak right now, but not to be outdone. You're taking a look at the kicker for the Chiefs, Butker. He's had an 89.5, a little more successful this season. He hasn't been struggling as much field goal rating, so 89.5. But he also has hit 11 of his last straight field goals as well. So I think it might come down to the leg. A couple field goals I think is going to set this thing apart. I think it's going to be a 31-25 game, roughly, in that kind of area. I think it's going to be 6 points somewhere, shape, form, or the other. So that's kind of my prediction. I think it's going to be a 6 points to the 49ers, and because you can't knock looking at this pass defense, looking at the yards per carry. Jimmy Garoppolo, strong player, but then you got on the other side, you got the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes. Well, hey, I just wanted to give do a little quick Super Bowl outlook right here in HTV1 and let you know what we're thinking. Hey, we want to hopefully see from you to post in the comments below, as well as don't forget to tune in Monday through Friday from 2:30 to 3:30. And let us know what you always like to know the news is about. We're going to have more things coming up, including exclusive talks with a lot of the people running for state reps, as well as the sheriffs, and so on and so forth. So we want to thank you for tuning in for this special episode right here of HTV1 and So This Is News Super Bowl special. I'm Scott Pienta. Be back on Monday with my co-host, Mr. Josh Coletta, as well. Don't forget to tune into the news. Our HTV1 News updates every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. I'm Scott Pienta saying, hey, so long, and enjoy the Super Bowl, everybody. Talk to you later.